There's news this morning that a Melbourne-led trial has revealed that simple dietary changes might give some relief to women suffering from endometriosis. Senior Research Dietitian at Monash University, Dr. Jane Varney, is with us now. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning, Bridget. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's great to have you on and talk about this interesting research. What have you found, Jane?
So we did a randomised control trial in women with endometriosis and poorly controlled gastrointestinal symptoms, and we used a low FODMAP diet and compared the effect to a control diet that was modelled on Australian dietary guidelines, and we found that the low FODMAP diet improved gastrointestinal symptom severity in 60% of women with endometriosis, and also led to improvements in abdominal pain, bloating and improvements in quality of life.
What are some of those common symptoms for women that experience endometriosis in terms of that abdominal pain and that bloating?
So like you said, abdominal pain, bloating, altered bowel habits, excessive wind and painful defecation, they're some of the common gastrointestinal symptoms, and we know they affect about 3/4 of women with endometriosis. But until now, we didn't really have any targeted treatments that help to manage these symptoms. So this study is exciting. It provides a diet therapy that might help these women.
And how much research has there been done previously here in Australia and around the world into dietary changes that could have a little bit of relief for people suffering from endometriosis?
Yeah, really, there's been very little high-quality research examining diet therapies for this group. So women with endometriosis will often attempt to modify their diet, we know, in an attempt to manage their symptoms, but we really didn't have high-quality research to show that any particular diet therapy or dietary changes worked in this group. So this is really the first high-quality study that shows that a low FODMAP diet can bring some symptom relief for these gastrointestinal symptoms in this group.
And I guess it's important to say it's some symptom relief, but obviously this could be used in combination with all the different types of therapies you have to undergo with this really quite painful condition.
Exactly. So it's certainly not a cure to endometriosis, but it just helps to relieve a subset of the symptoms that are common in this group, and it might be used as an adjunct to other therapies that they're using to manage their condition.
And Jane, tell me, how will you take this research further? Is there more to do?
Yeah, look, this was a relatively small study. We used, there were 35 women involved in the study. We'd like to do a larger study and measure the effects over the longer term. And it was also a dietary feeding study, which provides really lots of control over what people are consuming, but we'd like to measure the real world effects, so have dietitians teach the diet and patients implement the diet to see whether we can get similar effects in a more real world setting.
And Jane, what did people who took part in the trial tell you? It was randomised, but did you get any feedback from people that tried the different diet?
Like you said, we're blinded to the treatment allocation in the study, but we had a bit of a feeling as it was going on that potentially that the diet was working, and since the study has wrapped up, we know that 60% responded to the diet. So it's certainly something that helped.
Really encouraging research. Thank you so much, Jane, for taking us through it this morning.
Thanks, Bridget, for having me on. I appreciate your time.